got it bumping.
Today we are stepping out of style with my cousin, fashion model Chinelo at CHINELO_0 on Instagram. I love how she gets creative with her hair, creative with her clothes, with jewelry, even her accessories, bags. It's exciting to see. So today join me as we step out of style with Chinelo. Welcome to Out of Style.
I feel like this is going to go viral when I become famous.
Oh, you ready for these questions?
Yep.
So first, tell me more about yourself.
Well, my name is Chinelo Mbonu. I'm 23. I'm originally Nigerian. I just graduated with my master's degree in cybersecurity. I'm also a model. I'm very into fashion, as you can probably tell. Yeah, that's pretty much about me.
What makes you out of style?
What makes me out of style is the fact that I literally wear whatever I want to wear. I have like several personalities that I choose to dress up as in different days. I'm not saying I have multiple personality disorder. I'm just saying that my style can be represented in different personalities. And some days I feel like dressing up like I'm in the Y2K era, like a teenage girl with so much pink and kawaii. Or some days I feel like dressing very official, I guess more mature style. Some days I'm into cowboy hats. Don't follow the trend. Do you wear whatever looks nice?
In Nigeria, were the social expectations of how you should dress had any effect on your personal style at any point?
I've never really been anybody that was easily pressured into anything that I didn't want to do to begin with. I've noticed with me and trends, sometimes it's either before it happens or after it happens. Like maybe I'll be into something when the trend has died down, or maybe I'll be into it way before the trend happens, but it's never while it's happening. I don't know why. There's something about seeing several people wearing the same thing that I have on that pisses me off. But
So let's get into our bodies. When it comes to dressing our bodies, we all have insecurities. What are some of yours, and how do you or did you overcome?
So I'm like skinny. I think I'm being more careful with the clingy stuff I buy now, the body hugging stuff I buy. Like I would buy a body hugging dress that has cutouts, for instance, in the waist area, because I'm not trying to look bone straight. With your body, you have to know what type of, not just the style, the material that goes with your body. Because I always say like curvy girls could really pull off any material they wanted to, like the flimsy things, and it would still look good on them. But I can pull off that.
It's crazy how like when I talk to certain girls, they're like, and they're curvy. They're like, oh man, you know, this girl's lucky because she's skinny and she could wear this and she could wear that. And then I talk to skinny girls and they're like, well, I wish I had more curves because I could fit clothes better, it could look better. It's like we're never really happy with what we got, no matter what.
I'm never really satisfied as females. Patriarchy and women always having to look to please the other gender and not really for themselves. So like everyone wants to know, what does the man find desirable? But different men find different things desirable. And I think it creates that confusing thing for females. With me, for instance, if I came across a man that was into curvy girls, I'd automatically start criticizing myself. Like, wow, like what do I need to do to look like what he wants? And then the curvy girl is coming across a man that is probably into skinny girls. And it's like, why are we even living to please them at the end of the day? Fashion too plays a big role in it, as far as what we see on TV. The fashion novas have the curvy girls, the high-end designers have the skinny girls. So it's like we're all now wanting different things. We all just need to learn how to love ourselves in our skin and just find what works for your body. What's the best thing for your body? What would make your body look better? What to accentuate your natural figure and not, altering yourself for anybody.
That was beautifully said.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, so let's move on. Working as a fashion model in the fashion industry, Confidence is necessary. It's also something that many models appear to have but lack. How would you describe self-confidence, and would you consider yourself a confident person?
So, self-confidence is basically being comfortable in the skin you're in. I've always been like insecure as far as curves go, like how curvy I am. In the fashion industry, it's really easy to lose that confidence because they're literally nitpicking at you. Like you go into castings and you hear people say the most ridiculous things to models because of their bodies or their faces. Like it's crazy. Have that Beyonce mindset. Like I go out, like I dress up, I wear what's for my body, and I go out and nobody can really tell me shit about anything. Okay, yeah, what are you going to say? I don't have an ass. I don't have boobs. Okay, am I going to die? Do you want me to now kill myself? What do you want me to do? And like at the end of the day, I'm not for everybody too. Like you have to just accept the fact that you're really not for everybody. Somebody can see me today and say I'm ugly. Another person can see me and think I'm the most beautiful person they've ever laid eyes on. But you cater to your audience, if that makes sense. Like you don't go in and cry because one person just felt like you weren't their type. I can't remember the last time like body positivity and confidence was really a problem for me because I really just walk in and in my head, like, bitch, you wish you were with me. Like, you wish you were me too. And it's not on an arrogant level of like putting other people down. I recognize beautiful people everywhere I go, but I also recognize I'm me too myself. I'm one of those beautiful people. Like, so you can't take that away from me. And I feel like that's just the mindset people need to have with them. It's hard to get there, but you get there. Just keep telling yourself that, accepting the realities of things and also boosting yourself by yourself. You don't have to wait for other people to tell you that. You have to do it yourself.
And I've been there when she walked into a room and people are just like, whoa, who is that? I want to talk to her. I want to know her. It's like you have so much presence.
Exactly.
How did you get to that point?
I think honestly it has to do a lot with the fact that I know that I'm different. I can't really pinpoint the progression of it. I just know that there was a time where it wasn't always like that. And then all of a sudden there was a time where it was like that. Like a lot of people that I look up to in the fashion industry are also models. And so seeing people like that I don't know if they are, but they seem like they're confident in their skin. It really just was like, okay, I don't have to look like the next chick with curves though. Like there's beauty in being different and there's beauty in me being skinny. And so it was just like, I just was proud of my difference. Like no matter what it was, whether it was I dressed like a weirdo or that I'm skinny but I will say like just understanding what worked for me and hearing good feedback too helped. Like when people would compliment my style, which didn't used to happen a lot. And even if you don't get feedback, do you like literally do you own the fact that you're different, own the fact that yes, like you look weird as hell, but guess what? When you walk into the room, nobody is going to be like, oh yeah, they didn't notice that girl just walking with feathers. Like so just own your uniqueness and hopefully to do us some good.
What makes you confident and what makes you lack confidence?
My individuality makes me confident. My uniqueness makes me confident. The fact that I don't look like every basic Barbie out there makes me confident. What doesn't make me confident, I would say it would only lead back to like as far as body goes, but it's really not anything deep. I wish I could wear that dress, but I need more curves to wear that dress. But that's just me. Some people don't really care. Like they'll wear it regardless of if it makes them look like a box or not. And I admire that. Unfortunately, I'm not at that stage yet. Talking now with you about this makes me realize how much of like fashion really has helped me with myself. Like once I'm comfortable with what I'm wearing, like that's it. Like I go out, once I step foot out of this house, is over.
What style advice would you give your younger self?
You don't have to look like everybody. You don't have to dress like everybody. You don't have to be acceptable to everybody at the end of the day. So just keep doing what you've been doing. be yourself, but be more confident in that. In my junior years of high school, I was really like, I wasn't really as confident in it. I knew that I would wear what I wanted no matter what, but I think the fact that it didn't work for a lot of people, or like a lot of audiences didn't see that as acceptable, kind of like made me feel a tad bit weird. But I would just say be confident in you being weird. Be more confident in that.
So if somebody is trying to be more brave like you with their style, what advice would you give?
You don't have to pick one style. Pick any different like range of styles that you feel express you at different moods. It's okay to be different people at different times. It's okay to look like this because you're feeling like it today, and tomorrow look like this because you're feeling like it today. If you're into like stuff that you don't see making trends, that's okay. Like, own it. Like, you need to be yourself. Own being yourself. Own your unique style. Own your several unique styles. Just be very proud of that, because at the end of the day, that's what separates you from the next person.
What are some of your favorite sustainable shops?
Unique. Unique is a big one. Like, Unique be having the best thing. Once in a while, I will do Depop. Like, if I'm looking for something specific, I'll do Depop. The consignment stores too are nice. I really like consignment stores. I like any store that I can go in and just find something that's of good quality, and most likely vintage. A lot of my things are from you. Like, a lot of like my heavy pieces are from you. Honestly, thrifting is life, man. Like, thinking back at it, most of my closet is actually thrift stuff.
We're back.
Okay.
All right, so while we were on commercial break, okay, so my screen stopped recording. We were talking about the quarantine and how it has effect on us, sometimes mentally. I wanted to ask Chinelo, what were those effects? How were you feeling?
The truth is, I've really enjoyed the time to just be at home, because before now, my life was kind of chaotic. Like, I never really had time to do a lot of things that I wanted to do, like as far as my hobbies went. For example, I used to paint and draw, but I haven't had time. And now the time has presented itself to do that. Working on spiritual and mental well-being now, like, that's as good. This is as good as a time you'll ever get to do that. Like, even if it's just resting, like, it helps. And we were talking about the dark times of it, of being in like depressive states and all that, because now you're really like alone with your thoughts, and it makes you really realize how unhealthy you've been, like, mentally and emotionally, because what you know how to do best is occupy yourself with something else so that you forget about whatever it is that's bothering you. So like now, there's not much you can do to escape that. You're literally at home. Because I see myself almost plunge into depressive states, being alone with all these thoughts. I was watching this girl, Sierra Maki. She has a YouTube web series of basically all the unfortunate events in her life, and it's called My Chronicles. And in one episode, she was talking about how she didn't realize she was depressed because she never had suicidal thoughts. She never like thought of self-harming. She experienced every other aspect of depression except that. Being in that made her understand that there was different kinds of depression. Depression comes in different forms. I would just lay in bed and not want to do anything, not because I was tired, I just wanted an off day to chill. It was more like those thoughts were just controlling my emotions at that point, and it just felt like I just didn't want to do anything. So she was like, that's a form of self-harm. And that really like hit home with me, because I'm like, this is literally how I feel. Like, I felt exactly how she felt watching that episode, and I was like, wow, like, if I didn't catch myself in this, I would have very well plunged into that whole depressive state. But it's important for you to recognize when it's happening, pay attention to your thoughts, find a root cause, or like find a solution to the problem, and not just let it control your whole mood and control your productivity. Talking to yourself really helps a lot, and this is a good time to do that. Find out as much as you can about yourself, and you find it out by root cause like analysis with yourself. Why did you feel the need to react like this? Why does this bother you as much as it is? Is this really something that you need to work on, or is this something that the other person, like maybe it's an energy you're getting from someone else, or it's an energy that's coming from you? So you need to be able to figure that out.
Definitely, your feelings will tell you. You're not feeling bad for no reason. Once you feel bad, be like, oh, well, I'm thinking something bad. What am I thinking? Like, talk to yourself, like you said. Very, very important. Our last question is, what does sustainability in the fashion industry mean to you?
Quality has to be on point. Is this a piece that is timeless? Make sure it's a good representation of you, whatever it is, because that's really what will last. If it represents you, it will last in all phases of you. Versus when you're buying stuff, like for example, for the spur of the moment, the trend, you come to find out in the next season that wasn't really what you liked, and then you end up wasting your clothing because you're not going to wear this again when nobody else is wearing it. So find what is you, because that's the individuality in that piece will make it what will be timeless. For the brands that you shop at, or how you shop, what kind of effects does that have on people and the environment? I'm going to high fashion thrift with what drives you guys. Like, you are the one that told me fashion is the number 2 cause of pollution. We wear stuff today, like we wear a lot of things today that have a disgusting backstory, as far as like the person that made it was miserable making it, like because they were getting underpaid, or they are not in safe environments to be making all these clothes for designers, or them getting cheated and exploited. Like, it happens a lot. Sustainability for me starts from there. What was put into what I'm wearing, like not just blood and sweat, but like the emotions that were put into it. It feels deeper for me. And also with thrifting too, like I know that I'm not putting anyone through misery because I'm recycling clothes. I'm doing as much as possible to minimize pollution because you're recycling. You're not just dumping out stuff because it's out of fashion now. And also, it like thrifting too, like covers all that for me, because I don't feel like I'm overworking anybody for this new thing, or like I'm pushing, because most people's argument is, well, it was already made, but the demand for it will drive them to keep making it, right? So if I keep buying if I keep buying a dress like this from doll scale, they are going to keep making the dress in those conditions, no matter what. Like, so if you stop buying from them, then obviously they'll get the message. That's what I describe as sustainability in the fashion industry.